quick look at Meon Valley Golf Club. Nice little putting green just to the side of the first tee, and there's the driving range in the background. And of course the old starter's hut, which we could always do with. And there we have the first tee. First hole is a par 5, not too long. And there's a quick look at the whole layout of the course. As I said, the first hole's par 5, and you drive down, avoiding that tree that juts out on the left there. I saw it catch many a drive, but a nice little draw for right-handers should get you around the corner. It's 270 yards down to the far side, and then when you get round the corner, this is the shot that you have left to the green. There is a ditch in front of the green, so I decided to lay up. I went about 160 yards up to the ditch, then I had a 70-yard pitch over the ditch up to the green. But it's all about position. There's only a narrow gap through to the green between those two trees either side, so all about positioning your second shot ready for your shot up to the green. Or if you drive far enough, you might be able to carry that ditch. Hole number 2, stroke index 1, a really tough driving hole through a very narrow tree lined gap. It does open out a little bit once you've got through, but you've got to get your drive away because it's a very long hole and play is very long. I hit a drive, reasonable drive, and then hit a 5-wood, and I was still 30 yards short, so I had to chip, and thankfully chipped quite close and single putt from a par. But again, similar to the first hole, it's all about position. Over to the left you've got overhanging trees again there, and the same on the right, you've got trees in the way, so you've got to try and position the ball just to the right as you look down from the tee, and then you should have a reasonably clear shot into the green. From the drive, looking back to the tee from the second hole, and then if you've hit a fairly straight shot, you can see you've got a fairly clear shot down to the green, but it does play long. There's no run at all when we played it. Hole number 3, as you can see, is a slight dogleg to the right. From the tee, this is a real tough driving hole. Very narrow gap, very tree lined. It does open out a little bit to the right, but you don't want to go to the right because you're going to be blocked out by trees. I hooked my drive round a little bit to the right, as you'll see in a minute, and was blocked out by trees on the right hand side. You need to be left of there, and then it's about a 6-iron into the green. Hole number 4 is the first of the par 3s, a fairly straight shot, but again trees either side, so you need to be careful. I played off the competition tee here as nobody else was around. I hit a 5-iron to about 12 foot actually, hit a very good shot here, but it literally stopped as soon as it pitched. It was actually stuck in its own pitch mark when I got up there. So you can definitely throw the ball into all of these greens and they stop very quickly. There is an out of bounds at the back actually just over the green, so you have to be careful of that. But again, quite a tight hole. Hole number 5, again a slight dogleg to the right with a ditch in front of the green. Again played fairly long. Drive from the tee. and you must keep it left. That bunker on the right was about 190, 200 yards away. You definitely want it to be left of it. In fact, where that guy is on the left hand side is probably the perfect drive. It then turns right. Then you've got to make up your mind whether you're going to go for the green with your second shot. It's quite a big carry over the ditch. And there's the ditch in front of the green. I actually hit a drive and a 4-iron and just about made it, not knowing the ditch was there at the time. But yeah, a good hole again. Hole number 6 was first of the shortish par 4s, and this is a dog leg left. But again, it's all about position play. That tree on the left hand side really juts out if you do go left, and you've got to go far enough to get round the corner. A reasonable straight drive or to the right should leave you with about 120, 130 into the green. There you can see the second shot is again blocked out by a tree on the left hand side. You need to go as far right as you possibly can to come across the bunker, so you can get to the flag, especially if it's the flag's position on the left hand side. Hole number 7. This is a lovely par 3 actually. Really like this one. Not too long, and it's all slightly downhill. But you can see the state of the greens and how damp and wet it's been on the course. Again, avoid the tree on the right hand side, but I managed to draw one into the green. The flag was on the right hand side. I hit a 7-iron here and to about 10 feet. Again, played quite a good shot. But as you can see, again, it's well guarded by trees, and there's a little lake in front of the green as well, so you don't want to be short. But greens are holding, so as long as you hit the green, you'll be fine. Eighth hole is a really long par 5. It's quite a straight looking hole, but it's very, very well guarded by trees. You can see again a very narrow gap to drive into. I actually clipped the tree on the right hand side and it just came down. I was blocked out a little bit for my second shot. Again, where that guy is in the white trousers, best spot to be. You've then got a fairly straightforward second shot through the gap. The hole again was playing very long, no run on the ball. Because we were playing behind 4 balls, believe it or not, it took us 5 minutes short of 5 hours on Sunday afternoon to get around the golf course, hence why I could do so much videoing. So if you can get a good drive away, you're left with the second shot through the gap there in the trees. I took a 5-wood, hit quite a good 5-wood through. Although I was underneath the tree on the right hand side, I managed to get a 5-wood underneath, and then I was left with a full 9-iron into the green. Keep it straight on this hole.
You need to be straight on this hole. Trees block you out all the time if you're a little bit.
Hole 9 again is a par 4. Slight dog leg to the left, guarded by a couple of well positioned bunkers. Again, quite a tight driving hole. The gap to go through the trees there. It pushes you to the right hand side. You can see where those guys are in front. However, I managed to go slightly more to the left. There's a bunker on the left, just on the brow of that hill there, which you can carry, or I certainly carried, so most of you guys should be able to carry that. And with a bit of a draw, you can have it chasing up the fairway. However, once you're over the bunker, you've only got about 40-50 yards before you hit the trees. That's the bunker you come over, and you can see it falls away. Watch the trees on the right hand side, but a good position there, a good drive, and you're left with about an 8-iron up to the green. Slightly raised green, slightly uphill to the green, but a good drive, and you should be fine on this hole.